All right.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Raise your hands with questions, please, and we'll get started with Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right. Thank you very much. With Marcus Morris Sr. missing a second straight preseason game due to knee soreness, can you say what his timetable is looking like and if he'll be ready for opening night, or is this kind of going to be like a prolonged absence, you think?
No timetable as of right now. Just taking it day by day, and every day with our sports science people, just seeing what's best, for Marcus and our team. So no timetable, just taking it day by day.
Thank you. Next, Andrew Gray.
Hey, Ty, just, general question again about just the availability you guys have right now. Do you have the full squad? Is Reggie able to be back and Chauncey on the sideline?
Yes, they're both back.
Okay. And then, just kind of a big picture view of this whole season. You have the unique experience of winning one of the most, I think, difficult championships in NBA history. But this one seems like it's going to be totally different, obviously, this season. How difficult do you envision this year being for you? You've talked about adapting a lot, but just how hard do you see the process of winning a title would be, considering, the health, the uncertainty, everything you will face this year?
It's going to be a lot. It's definitely different for all of us. We're not the only team that is facing different situations, but we got to adapt, next man up mentality. Just continue to follow the NBA protocol as best as we can. And with that being said, you still may contract COVID. Even if you're doing the right thing. So we just got to stay locked in, understand what we're trying to do, understand what the protocol is. And, after that, it's in God's hands after that.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Tilmer.
Hey, Ty, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, sir.
Just curious, you addressed the team the other day after the game and said that, you guys weren't playing well. You guys didn't play well that game. I'm just curious, what have you seen that I guess has been good that you guys have been doing, and what I guess hasn't been done so well?
Well, after watching the tape, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It always happens that way. But, it's going to be a process. We only had 7 practices together, 6 or 7 practices, 2 games. So it's going to be a process, and we knew that, and we know that going forward. We just want to continue to keep getting better every day. We had a great stretch of practices, but we had 2 practices last week with 2-a-days. And, we're just trying to continue to keep building and keep figuring each other out and keep learning. And, continue with this journey, going through the process.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will go to Ohm.
Hey, Ty. We were just talking to Ivica, and fortunately, he was saying that he hasn't felt any symptoms or any side effects from having COVID. But I was wondering, as a coach in these new challenging times, do you actually see how they are, how they're running, how their stamina is, or any side effects or anything like that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I was wondering, Ivica was saying earlier today that basically he fortunately has not had any side effects from COVID from having it earlier, and he's feeling good. But I'm wondering, as a coach in these new challenging times, is that something you keep on your mind as far as having to monitor players who might have had it before to see how it might be affecting them moving forward, or if you see any side effects or anything?
Yeah, we always do. Like I said, we have a great sports science team, and they keep me up to speed on what's going on as far as load-wise, as far as health-wise. And, we keep a close eye, on our players. They're the most important part of this. And, just going forward, we're going to continue to monitor those guys and just make sure Zoo and those guys are feeling fine.
Thanks, Ty.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Jan.
Hello, Ty. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Great. I'm calling from France. I have a quick question about Nick Batum. He hadn't been playing for a while, for months, and I want you to ask you to take me through the process of recruiting him first, and then what do you expect from him this season?
Well, you get a 6'9" versatile basketball player who understands the game, who has a great basketball IQ. And the biggest thing, with Nick is he's a great passer. Being that size and being able to look over defenses and make plays and pass the basketball is huge for us. And then, I know he's been out for almost a year. I know he hasn't played since January, but, he's got his body in shape. He looks great. and just trying to pick up the system and learn, the offensive, defensive system that we're trying to put in place. And then once he does that, when he's playing without thinking, he's going to be tremendous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Time for one more. We'll go to Andrew.
Ty, Serge has been about 27 minutes a night for the last 3 seasons. I guess, what kind of workload would you hope that he can provide for you guys this year? And why do you feel like he and his ability really unlocks what you want from that starting unit?
I just think anytime you have a stretch five who can shoot the basketball, but he can also roll and get to the basket, I think it adds a different dynamic to your offense because, with Kawhi and PG and Lue, guys, the centers just can't sit in the paint and just, wait for Kawhi and those guys to drive the basketball. So I think with a stretch five on the floor with Serge, the 5-man have to be aware of where he's out on the floor at all times because he can make shots. And then defensively, he's always been a defensive anchor on every team he's been on. So just for him to be on our team, just talking and being vocal, being on that back line and controlling the defense has been great for us so far. And like I said, in practices, our practices have been, great. Been very competitive, been very, very juiced up. The guys are really in tune with what we're trying to do. So we got to have some carryover, coming Thursday night, but the practices have been great.
And do you even think about a minutes allotment at this time of year? Like, is he a 30-minute a night guy? Do you think about that?
No, because we're just trying to figure out rotations, really, who's best playing with who. And, with a shortened preseason, it's kind of difficult, but we're just trying to see who matches with who plays well together, what unit plays well together. So we're just trying to figure that out right now as we go along.
Thanks, Ty. That's it for today.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good one. And thank you, everyone. We will talk to you soon. Have a good one.